This is the plaintiff, Stephen Folsom. He says he brought his car to the defendant's garage to have some work done on the engine, and one of his guys damaged the hood. That's right, they dented it, and now they're denying they damaged it. He had no idea the defendant was a shady businessman and is suing him here and now for the $100 it's gonna cost him to fix his Jeep. This is the defendant, Will Rempart. He says the plaintiff is the shady guy because when he paid him for the repairs to the engine, the guy shorted him $100. Now he's saying one of his mechanics damaged his hood? Funny how the plaintiff only mentioned the so-called damage to the hood once he started asking about the missing $100 from the bill. He's accused of acting like a real hood.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff brought his car to the defendant's repair shop, says guy damaged the hood, but the defendant says the plaintiff's a fraud. It's the case of boys on the hood.
Stephen Folsom, you are suing WR Auto Repair, represented here by Will Rempart?
Yes.
Yes.
You're the owner?
Yes.
Okay, for $100 in property damage that you say he owes you for damaging your hood. Okay, tell me what's going on.
Well, Your Honor, August 1st, 2015, I had a problem with my vehicle. I was driving, and then the vehicle started...
I can barely hear you.
And then the vehicle started overheating. And, you know, when I had to drive off the road and to get it to safety, I had, you know, I needed a place to have the vehicle repaired. So I sought remedy from the defendant, and I explained to not the defendant, but a defendant representative of the actual problem, which was an overheating radiator.
So you asked them to replace the radiator, or they decided to replace the radiator?
That is correct.
And then what happened?
Paid for the service, and then I just left. And then I was driving to work the next few days. The next thing you know, I was driving home, and then the vehicle was really overheating. It was overheating to the point where I really couldn't drive it any further.
What year car is this?
It's a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
All right, and then what happened? You had it towed back to their place?
I had it towed back to the facility by my insurance company. Yes,
and what did they say to you then?
The defendant himself, the conversation that I was having with the tow truck driver on the way in, the tow truck driver visibly noticed the defendant and his representative kind of shadily hiding behind the car window.
What are you talking about? You brought your car back to them, and what happened? They look at it and they say it's what?
So they're looking like, oh God, here's this guy coming again. And so I know, just because I'm, an honest citizen, and I can understand that when people are doing something wrong, they're trying to hide behind something.
So what bush were they hiding behind in their own truck?
It wasn't really that way, Your Honor, but the situation...
Are you going to get to the point? What was it? You brought back the car,
okay,
and then
I brought back
what?
the car, and then the guy takes it off the truck, and then I say, I walk up to the defendant and say, well, this is the problem. I'm going to work, the car's messed up
right,
again.
and so I'm going to you. What did you say to him was the problem if you guys had just fixed the radiator?
But when he came back, he told me the radiator is leaking again.
Okay.
I told him it's a new radiator, and the radiator is fine. I tell him you have to replace the fan, the radiator fan, and a water pump because the water pump is leaking.
And he says what? No or yes?
He said yes.
Okay, and do you do that?
After that, I do the job.
And then he takes the car back?
He take the car back.
And everything is fine?
He take the car back, he never come back. He never called me.
But according to your statement, he owes you still $100.
$100. And
well, why'd you let him take the car without paying you in full?
No, because I wasn't making a mistake. He gave me $300 when I count the money, and I called him next day. I told him, I make a mistake. We make a mistake. You're supposed to give me like $420. He give me like $320. He told me he's gonna go back to the car to check the receipt. And he texted me back. He told me I'm right. He's gonna give me 2 more. After that,
so you made a mistake and you undercharged him $100?
But he got the receipt.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And let me see the text where he says, "Oh gosh, you're right."
Yes.
No, stay where you are. I'll give it to my bailiff. He gets very nervous when people come near me. Very jealous man. Did he, in fact, let's jumpstart this. Did he, in fact, tell you that We made a mistake in the payment here. You owe me another $100?
Well, actually, Your Honor.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And did you
but that
say
was
to
through
him,
a
yes?
text message, not a phone call.
Okay,
That was-
whatever. So he said text message. That's why he's
I
looking
called
at
him,
his
never
phone.
pick up the
He
phone.
said I
He never
called.
pick up
He
the
said
phone
I
when I
called.
called.
Okay, everybody just stop. And did you say to him, I'll bring you the $100?
That is correct. I did say that.
And then you didn't bring him the $100?
Well, that is correct.
Did your car break down anymore after this, or
My
is it
car
fine?
did not break down.
So he does a repair, you owe him $100, and yet you're here suing him for $100, and why is that?
My hood is damaged.
Let's talk about that. What happened?
Okay, I was in Ocean City, Maryland at one point, Your Honor, and a few days, the day after the defendant sent me the text. So I said, okay, I made the mistake. You know, he said that he made the mistake, and I said, okay, no problem. When I come back, I'll give you the $100.
Okay, so hold on. You pick up the car on what day for the last time?
It's August 26th.
And
August
then you
26th,
leave
2015.
to Ocean City, Maryland.
That is correct.
When?
The very next day.
And then you are in Ocean City, Maryland from August 27th through when?
I think it's the 30th. The 28th through the 30th, I'm sorry.
All right, and then you come back on the 30th, and what happens?
Well, no, actually before that, the day before I come back to New Jersey, me and my wife are coming from farmer's market. So I'm walking out of the store, and I'm going to let her in the vehicle. So as I'm going into the passenger side of the vehicle, I'm walking to the car, opening the door, and I'm like, what's wrong with my car? So then when I'm walking, close up to the vehicle, I visually inspect it, put my hand on, look at it, and my hood is bent.
May I see a picture of the dent in your hood? How have you assessed that the dent in your hood is worth exactly $100, the amount you owe him?
Well, actually, Your Honor, a few days after the discovery in this case, I actually looked online and did the research to see how much it would be to
How
actually
can you possibly look
replace.
online to know what it would cost to do body work on a car? And what am I looking at?
That's the
Why don't you come over here, cowboy, and show me where I can see a dent on this, because I don't even know what I'm looking at. First of all, do you have a real picture, or you just have this?
I have it on myself.
Okay, that'll do. Let me see the picture, because that'll be better than this. Is this glass?
No, that's the hood. That's metal.
What's that? Oh, that's a reflection.
Right, a reflection.
Okay. And where's the dent? Because I really can't.
It's not really, and it's like a indentation. Like the hood is like.
So you're referring to like that?
That
and
is
then all of
correct.
a sudden it's wider there?
That's correct.
What do you think he did? Open your hood and hit it from the bottom to make it lift a little bit that way? Because that's not even like something that somebody would do like this.
Your Honor, I have no.
Are you making all this stuff up because you don't want to pay the guy his $100?
No,
Exactly.
no.
Well,
Exactly.
go ahead and go back there, because I don't want to be hostile to you when you're that close, because you're a big guy. But here's the thing. That's like the first reaction that I have, but then that doesn't make sense, because he's not just sitting at home saying that. He is filing a lawsuit against you and saying that. He could sit at home and say that, and I got a feeling that you would say, ugh, and just go like that, because I can't help but notice that you're here and you didn't counterclaim against him for the $100.
And he never called me.
I know, but you are here and you never counterclaimed against him for the $100. And the reason for that is what? Too much trouble? You just want to be done with him?
No, because the way he texts, I think he's not gonna give it to me. But
I know, but you're here and I can make him give him to you, and then you didn't counterclaim.
he come in, he want me here.
Oh, welcome to America. This is how it works.
So is this plaintiff a little suspicious?
Definitely so. And my concern is that the plaintiff didn't bring the evidence up at the beginning of the trial.
Only when you owed $100.
Yes.
That's the point. What do you think? That's what I think too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Going inside the courtroom.
What evidence, Mr. Folsom, do you possibly have that this repair company, who was busy repairing your car, somehow did something that caused your hood to go, when closed, to see the seam go like this and then a little bit higher? What on earth did he do? Was he in your car hiding from other customers in a shadily fashion? What
Your Honor.
evidence do you have?
I have never been in an accident in that vehicle, ever.
He checked the car before he left.
However, Your Honor, when I was at the shop, a little bit after, when I went home, I actually went to inspect the work.
Well, maybe you don't know your own strength. Maybe you're the one who dented it.
No, I didn't. No.
Before
No, I
you
didn't.
take the picture, whatever I did.
Yeah, I did.
You take the picture.
But you
If you
look
take a picture, how do you not notice what you noticed here?
Well, actually, no. The reason why, Your Honor, is because every time I went into the shop, because you had the vehicle.
Don't
for
look at him, talk to me.
I'm sorry. The defendant
fine.
had the vehicle for 2 extra weeks, and
No, I don't care. Answer what I'm asking.
Okay,
Me
every-
pica aquí, me raca aquí. It itches me here, and you're scratching me here. Scratch me here.
Okay,
Answer my question.
Every day, okay, Your Honor. Every day that I went into that facility, my hood was up. There was no way that I.
Yeah, that's how cars get fixed. Will you please tell me if you looked at the car, picked it up, inspected the whole thing, and photographed it before you took it from his place? That's what they tell me.
No, actually, before I didn't inspect it right before. I didn't take the picture. You know what? I took the picture when I was going into the shop. I just happened to be there.
Oh, yeah, on the day that you're picking it up?
No,
you're
no,
taking pictures of the car, you don't notice anything, and then you notice it 3 days later, but he should pay you $100. No. Verdict for the defendant.
Thank
Oy.
you, Your Honor.
You heard the judge?
Yes.
No. What's your reaction to this?
I'm devastated. I'm devastated.
How come?
Well, because the gentleman know that he actually damaged my vehicle.
Well, you keep saying that, and you suspect them, and it's one thing to say that, but it's another thing to come into court and actually prove it.
Well, that vehicle was not damaged when I left it at the facility, and when I went to pick up the vehicle, it was damaged.
Yeah, well, why didn't you point it out right away?
I didn't see it until after the fact.
You should have examined it more closely. Okay, we see what you need to do next time. All right, right around this way. He thinks you did it.
No, I didn't do it.
He thinks you did it.
I didn't do it. Because when I keep calling for the money, after 4 days, he called me, he told me that my jail would. And he sued me for $100 he owed me.
All this for $100? You think he went through all this?
Almost for the time. And in the hood, if I damage the wood, I don't think the hood gonna cost for $100. It could be more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what do you think, Harvey?
So this guy didn't have a case, didn't damage the hood. But if you do think somebody might have damaged your property, check it before you leave the repair shop.